Hello and welcome to chapter number 14 of Basic Computing. And we have this to share. What is this? 404 error. Do you ever get that? Well, if you get it, then perhaps this is where we are looking at. This entire chapter is troubleshooting and maintenance. A simple question is when you get a 404 page not found error, what does it mean? That means that particular page you're searching for is either not there on the server, the requested page is not available on the domain, or it is just unavailable. Welcome to this chapter where we will do so many small troubleshooting ideas that you'll really enjoy. I hopefully will divide this class, as always I do, into smaller parts so that it's easier for you to go through them and help you understand how do you troubleshoot a system. The easiest and the best way of troubleshooting is system recovery. Well, it's a utility provided by Microsoft Office, and we're going to talk about how do you do a system recovery, a complete recovery. That's our focus today. Well, while operating Windows, which is the operating system, Android is a different operating system for your mobile phones. Linux is an open operating system. Our main operating system for doing this is Windows. Remember this. If there's a serious error, what do? You would either do a control alt delete and you will do a complete system restore. This is what we are talking about. What I mean by system restore is I'll completely change the entire existing parameters of the system. In simple, earlier we used to do it through a disk. So now most of the Windows installation disks don't even come because nobody has an extra disk space. The CDs are redundant. You will download it or from a torrent, from a Windows site, from a place where it's a legal file. Don't do an illegal file which will have more viruses. You will have to have blocked those viruses and then you will restore the Windows. This will affect how do you do it? So one of the best ways, and that's the only thing I'm going to do in this one session, chapter one's first part, is where do you go for a control panel? You know how to open a control panel, right? Just go to search, open up a control panel, and I don't know if you can see my screen, but I'll try to put a control panel for you. So hopefully you can see what a control panel looks like. And the moment you open a control panel, something like this appears on your screen. This is basically a backup and restore option is right there. So if you look at this, there's a backup and restore option right here. If you look at, I'm just coloring it for making it easy. And the moment you see backup and restore, click on backup and restore. You will be asked for your username and your password. So you should know what a username password you have. The moment you go username password, it will ask you again, shall we restore it? And then you will be asked to restore it. For reinstalling the Windows, a system image can be used as a copy of the drive. So basically, whatever you have in your system, the way the things are, it will create an image and everything will be restored accordingly. However, if you have, let's say, installed something in the last 1 week, or if you have, in the restore process, it might undo your last week's install or uninstall program. It might bring them back. So you'll have to work on it. It's a very simple process. Remember, system restore, if I were to quickly go through and read it for you, to restore system file, use this. Click to open system in control panel. If you're prompted, enter the username and the password for authentication. Choose the recommended restore point, whatever you need. You will be asked to review and click on OK, and the system will be restored. This is how you write an answer. If you are smart enough, you will be able to open up this control panel, quickly look at the sheets. What does the control panel look like? See, this is how a control panel looks like. There's an action item. There is a Windows, card space, administrative tool. If you can even do a sketch of it, just write few keywords like there's a keyboard here, there's a troubleshooting, there's a window firewall. And if you look at the fourth column, there's a backup and restore. It helps examiner, if it's a 6-mark question, for them to know that you know what a control panel looks like and how you access it. There is, however, a limitation. So some document in specific area on the system volume are checked. During this undesirable programming and particularly setup programming update may not be completely returned by system restore. So for example, there are certain specific things which are by what you call default. The same way in a mobile phone, you can't uninstall, let's say, you can't uninstall a system program like a calendar or a clock or a weather update. Even if you don't want it, you can make it to the default setting. So the same way in system restore, certain things like say volume will be the same as it was before. Certain issues might emerge when endeavoring to run a totally uninstalled application. The same way, it will go to the default position. That's all you need to know in system Restore, it's a question that is usually asked. If you know it, you are doing very good and you're stepping up well. Now, a quick one, as we always, this first part only talks about control panel. Where do you go? Everything that you need in a system is in the control panel. Just go on a control panel. It's there on your C disk. You can actually go and search and put a control panel there. And we better, these are the basic apps for the control panel. Systems and security, network and internet, hardware and sound, programs, which is the most important part, where you have to uninstall a program. Everything comes under it. There is username, there is appearances, how, your screen size, resolution, there is a language clock and region, and then finally ease of access. This is what a control panel looks like. You need to know, a lot of times you go to control panel, let's say there is a printer issue. You immediately go and then under the control panel, you'll get a printer issue. This would be under hardware and sound. There's a volume issue, you go here. There is a network issue, TCP IP control, you go here. TCP IP, all right, okay, where did it go? My goodness, it goes just anyway. So a lot of times I'll just go to my system panel. I'll show you and see, this is exactly, now I'm troubleshooting. I hope I can go back. I'll stop share. I'll go to a basic idea of what a control panel may look like and open up a control panel page for you. Okay. Let me see if I can open up a proper control panel now. And now I'm just sharing. So all you need to do is go to a control panel. I'm just going to Wikipedia. That's how a control panel page looks like. We just did the entire thing. It's too small, but you must know what a control panel looks like. I'll probably share this screen with you. And if I go to my Wikipedia page, if I can just go back and again back, here you are. Control panel is a component of Microsoft Windows. Remember, we are always interested in Windows right now. That's the only operating system we are working with, basic computing. It's the ability to view or change system settings. So there's so many access points. So this is, Windows 10. Every Windows have upgraded the control panel. And now, as a part of the chapter, each of the features are coming time. So, if I need to change the date, I want to upgrade the date, I can make a 24-hour clock or a 12-hour clock. So if it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon, a 24-hour clock will say 13. And a 1 p.m. at 1 p.m. will be AM and PM will change. So all of these are part of system software. This is what we are looking into. It's a very simple thing. I might quickly run through a chapter with you and then we'll take it a conversation forward. Let me quickly go to my system's entire control panel, whatever the panel systems are, which is usually not a very important question, but we'll still run through it. It's a textbook question. So number one and the most important feature is system and security. What does system and security help me? All the Windows updates, right? Power options, backup and restore. We spoke about entire restore. Kind of, you are an administrator and you have to go through all the system connected in a LAN, local area network. You use system and software. Then you can have another feature of it, which is installing or deinstalling Windows Firewall and BitLocker, which is an encryption drive. Just remember, these are security systems in your system software. Well, another area of system control panel is user account. So it helps you make new users. You can make new passwords, change your passwords, and the credential manager who can log in, who cannot. All of these are part of user accounts. Network and internet, very simple. All my network options, my connecting to Wi-Fi, my home area network is under network and internet. As I remember, we just skipped to autoplay, sound, power buttons, display, Windows, mobility center, or anything that is, even a hotspot will be under this and the internet protocol out here. Appearance and personalization, well, your wallpaper, your screensaver, which earlier we used to do so much, I don't think most of us are even interested in it after the mobile phones, but all gadgets, optimization, ease of access, full this appearance. It's simple as that, as appearance. Control panel also has a region and a clock. We discussed about it. Which region, what clock? It talks about programs, which is exactly the most important part, to uninstall desktop gadgets like a calendar or a clock, or the small bar, the battery, which says how much battery you got, you charge it or don't charge it. All of it is under this. So that's all for today. Ease of access, speech recognition. So the more you have, soft icon or small icon view. Simple 2-mark question, large icon, I can increase the font, and small icon, I can decrease the font. This is exactly the small icon view of control panel. Trust me, this is, let me color it just to make it, look dirty, but remember it. This is what a control panel look like. Very, very powerful, very useful. And part 1 of it was only system software, restoring and control panel. We'll come back again and we'll do troubleshooting for hardware and software. Until then, enjoy your basic computing.